So the story starts out with three men. The three men. Okay, you've got the rich man, his guest, and the poor man. The rich man had quite a lot of sheep. He invited his friend over to show off all of his sheep, saying that they were the best in the land and that nothing could beat them in anything. Best looking, best behaved. They were the best sheep, he said. So he would show them off often. But this time was a special occasion, as his guest was very important for whatever reason. He was a very rich man. Rich man. Poor man. Guest. Rich man and all his sheep. Beautiful, beautiful sheep. Kind of look like cows. So we'll call them cows. He had many sheep. So many sheep they all look the same. They were all gathered up in one place that he could show them off. And the poor man also had a sheep. He had his own pet sheep. So, you'd think during his party that he would take one of his own sheep to use to give to his guest, right? You'd think that this guy, rich man, would give sheep to guest. But no. No. The rich man took the poor man's sheep, slaughtered it, and then proceeded to give it, the poor man's only sheep, to the guest. Instead of taking, whoa, that's fancy. Instead of taking one of his own very magnificent sheep to give to the guest. And this is a true story. This actually happened. But instead of sheep, it was rubber ducks or a woman. This is David. I mean, I guess that guy's also David. David took somebody's wife and kept her and had him killed off. The end. Yay!
The sent Joab out with the king's men and the whole Israelite army. They destroyed the
Ammonites
and
besieged
Rabbah. But David remained in Jerusalem. One evening, David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of his palace. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing. The woman was very beautiful, and David sent someone to find out about her. The men said, "Isn't this
Bathsheba,
the daughter of Elma and the wife of
Uriah the Hittite?"
David sent for Bathsheba, and they slept together. When Bathsheba became pregnant, David called Uriah back from the battlefield and instructed him to go home to his wife. But Uriah slept at the entrance of David's palace instead of going home. When David was told Uriah did not go home, he asked him, "Haven't you just come from a distance? Why didn't you go home?" Uriah said to David, "The ark and Israel and Judah are staying in tents, and my master Joab and the Lord's men are camped on open fields. How could I go home to my wife, eat and drink, and lie with my wife?" In the morning, David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it with
Uriah.
In it, he wrote, "Put Uriah in front of the line where the fighting is fiercest. Then withdraw from him, so he will be struck down and die." So while Joab had the city under
Siege,
he put Uriah at a place where he knew the strongest defenders were. When the men of the city came out and fought against Joab, some of the men in David's army fell.
Moreover, Uriah the Hittite
was dead. When Uriah's wife heard that her husband was dead, she mourned for him. After the time mourning was over, David had her brought to his house, and she became his wife, and bore him a son. But the thing David had done to displease the Lord. Do I read this?
Yep.
Okay. A prophet called Nathan was sent by God to David. Nathan told David a story about a rich man who had a visitor. Rather guess the rich man stole a poor than killing one of his own animals to provide a meal for his guest. The rich man stole the poor man's only lamb. David was outraged by this story and said that the rich man deserved to die. Nathan said that David had behaved just like the rich man in the story. God condemned the treatment of Uriah and would punish him for immoral behavior. Then David said to Nathan, "I have sinned against the Lord." Nathan replied, "The Lord has taken away your sin. You are not going to die, but because of doing this, you have made the enemies of the Lord show utter contempt. The son born to you will die." On the seventh day, the child died. Then David comforted his wife Bathsheba, and he went to her and lay with her. She gave birth to a son, and they named him Solomon.
This is what Sarah's been doing since school got out. We've painted the driveway in like a million different ways.
Hi. These are our new baby chicks. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, not really knowing why I be the perfect daughter. But I come back to the water, no matter how hard I try. Oh, that's right. Oh,